Hello everyone. We are here with a brand new game, Honkai Star Rail. This game just came out like 3 days ago, two or 3 days ago. And I have played a little bit of it before, to kind of get a feel for it, to see if I even wanted to continue playing. And made it through like the opening section. And thought, you know, I probably should record me playing through this and experiencing it as a new game. I play Genshin Impact primarily, and because this is from the same studio, Hoyoverse, I am kind of excited to try it. I was a bit hesitant because I don't really like turn-based combat very much. So, it kind of put me off of the game a little bit, but I like everything else about the game that I've seen so far. So I'm trying to put aside that little, like, that little one thing that I don't really like for everything else, and see if I can kind of get past that part a little bit. So here on the loading screen, we are mated with a train in space, which is really cool. The previous screen from this, before this click to start screen, where it's more gently sort of going through space, looks really cool with the planet in the background. And this music. Very good music. I love the music. Just to preface this, because I am starting a second account technically with this Asia server. Because I previously played on, I guess, what you would consider my main account through a good portion of it, I wanted to play through the beginning again on a second account. Since this is new, I wanted to be able to use the special starting gift codes and get the free character and like all of that good stuff locked down on a second account. Get through this like first section, caught up to where I am on on my main account, and then I will switch back over to my main account technically and continue my first impressions from that account. So just to kind of let you know all of that ahead of time. Again, I am more of a Genshin player. I know nothing about Honkai Impact the Third. I like know nothing about that universe, world, or anything. And from what I understand, you don't necessarily need to know stuff about that to play this one. Because it has its like own story and stuff. So even the little bit that I played yesterday, I don't know any of those people. I'm still learning, and yeah, so I completely still new to this universe. So I guess we'll just hop into this, and I'll kind of give my thoughts, and maybe we'll do some like rolling and stuff, and some wishing, and go from there. I also do like this conductor guy more than I want. I don't understand really all of this completely. Those two.
私の出番じゃなさそうね。
いや、ちょうどいいところに来た。システム時間23時47分15秒。時間通りだ、カフカ。
So you have these two, which is Kafka and White Wolf, if I remember correctly, is this other character, and we start with them. And they're a part of some kind of group that hunts Stellarons, if I'm understanding that correctly. But they don't seem to like, I guess I don't know if that's a way to phrase it, but they don't really seem to like the order that they're a part of, or the way that it's going, from what I can understand. And so they're trying to like shake things up because Ailurus, if I remember correctly, can like see into the future, which is how they know to be here at this time specifically. But they're like changing, almost like they're trying to like rewrite fate or change fate, is almost what it seems like. Is from what I'm understanding. I don't know if that's correct, but that's kind of how I see it. Elio. Stellaron Hunter Elio tells the exact future. Because they get like little dossiers, from what I understand. And these scripts that tell exactly of the different stuff. Pulses from the explosive cause a massive breakdown from the master control system, which is the thing that just happened. Antimatter Legion did it. They completely invaded the space station 2 system hours ago. So 2 hours prior to this, they had gotten into the space station. So I think that's like everything that we saw happening with the people running around. And Asta, I believe her name was, like directing people to get out, and Arlen defending. And Dunhang and March running through the corridors. I think that's all of that happened within these last 2 hours, is how I'm understanding it. I also also, since this is a new series, I don't know like if people that watch my Genshin series or have watched my Genshin series will watch this one or not, but I have the voice in Japanese, and I like to sort of compare languages and stuff between the English and Japanese, just, you know, things that I notice and stuff. And it's interesting that for the Legion in Japanese, they call it Negion, which is kind of different because it, instead of Legion, which is something that you could say in Japanese, they keep this like G sound to Geet instead of G in Japanese, which I find an interesting choice. I don't know if that's just a unique instance of that or what. So because Elio can tell the exact future for stuff and didn't put it in the script, it's not something that matters to whatever their mission is. Okay, so this white wolf, I think that, I don't remember if that's her name or not, but they've done other operations. Is just to place the target properly. Which is the Stellaron thing. Didn't put it in the script. This is an interesting way to start off a game, like going straight into combat too. So yeah, so we start back immediately into this. I don't understand how they calculate like order. So I don't know if it's just random. Or not. So this shows you how you can move between them. and skill, which is stronger, and also it's blast, so it'll hit both targets. Also, I don't know all of these symbols and names and stuff. I'd say electricity. Yeah. Then it goes into moving your character around. She has like web design on her shoulder pads, and her back has like a spider motif. Her boots even have webs. Also something I noticed from Sprint. Also something I noticed, which I don't know, maybe it's just a me thing, but it's like if you go through all of the trouble to animate and like have such a cool design, to me it would make sense if you could like, what's the word? Fully give it movement, because like you can't jump. There's no jump. It's not like you need it or anything, I guess, but like it doesn't feel right to not be able to jump around and move your character how you want to move it in a 3D world. It just feels like you're stuck to the ground, which gives it a really like weird feeling to me. To not be able to do that, as well as you have one attack, or it allows you to attack so that you can like initiate combat with enemies later in the game. That's how you like get into them and then get surprise attacks or weaknesses or whatever they're called in this. But it only has the one, so like I can sit here and do this over and over again. But it doesn't feel, at least to me, it doesn't feel like complete. It feels like half done. Like I want kind of like how Genshin, you can have 1 or 2 or 3 or even up to I think like 6 normal attacks. And no, it doesn't really serve much of a purpose, I guess, but it would make the flow look cooler to me. So I kind of dock points, I guess if you wanted to call it that, a little bit on I wanted like dock points based on that, because it's like you go through all of this trouble to make a 3D world, to make these amazing looking 3D models that have, you know, very, very good amounts of detail, story, and I feel like I'm only using like a small percentage of the character in this world. I can't interact with the world the way that I want, I guess, or am envisioning. Everything's just kind of like almost like a little too clean in that sense as well. Everything's like so flat. And like even the way that you run, because you're not dealing with like jump physics and stuff, it's like it's just like you're slow and stuck. I think that's just like the best way that I can describe it. It feeling to me. But yeah, that's just like my first thoughts. Especially coming from like something like Genshin, where I have that the bar is kind of set really high in how you interact with the world. This almost feels like a step back in some ways. Animations like this kind of stuff, like idle animations or their burst animations when we get into combat more, and like this one instance of fight animation, those look good. They're at that high standard, but there's nothing like padding it, I guess you could say. So so that's just my initial thoughts on character design, world, and animation. So yeah. So we come over here, we interacted with some stuff. Then there's this, which is Herta's portrait. We find out a little bit more about her later. This particular one, I think, is a picture of her puppet. So she's a member of the Genius Society, so that's something new I have no idea about. And emanator of Nos, the erudition. I don't know what that means either. Dozen days. Aren't the immortal bosses in games always waiting for the protagonist to come and kill them? Mortality isn't always a good thing. See, then it talks about the Alliance. I don't know what that is either. So that's something that I have to figure out as well. It does a bunch of like name drops. Antimatter Legion, which I think is all of the bad guys that we've been fighting. Won't be able to slow down the Astral Express code. Relax. A Doomsday Beast is also here, which I think is the boss section to get out of the tutorial. There's also these portraits. I'm not gonna stop and read all of them. This Polka one, she's erased her face throughout all of the galaxies. From what I can remember, Xandar, I think, has disappeared. Elias Salas, I don't remember the whole deal. I don't remember Aiden's thing. And then Scruliums, I think they were regarded positively, but I can't remember. But also we got this this cool sort of like thing where we can see the ship that we're on in space. Get some solar stuff. It's really good detail, I guess. It's just, it really is very clean. So this is a Void Ranger. Is just. I think if I remember correctly, I can't get around this. The enemy is now within the character's attack range. Attack selected enemy to trigger combat. And then it has this weakness thing. All characters possess a powerful ultimate which can be used when their energy is full. Fight enemies to regenerate enemy. Something I did like, which I think that it's gonna get to in this, has to do with this. So if I do... We're gonna do this. Okay, so... So you're at full energy, activate your ultimate now, which I could have done it a little bit earlier in the middle of them fighting, because you can do them out of turn. This is an AoE. To hit all of them. I do like her ult, it's really funny. This is cool. She just turned him into data. Silver wolf, that's what it is, not white wolf. Ginlo. Yeah. She's a little heart on her jacket, though. Also, something I noticed is that from Genshin, that at least in the Japanese, the voice actress that plays Lisa voices Kafka, I believe. Just toys, a catalog featuring the space station's collection of rare items. They've got a lot of interesting gadgets. A gun that can rate any creature within its crosshair from a score of 0 to 100. I did this yesterday. It's kind of funny because one of the ones that I did, I had gotten Hertha, and they gave Hertha a score of 4, which is really funny. I'm trying to place her voice. I almost want to say it's the one that voices Amber, but like less peppy. But I can't tell. Cancer of all worlds, Stellaron is... Find out where the Stellaron is. Silver Wolf has joined the team temporarily. Switch your new team member. And I like her. She is like a arm sword. I don't know what those are called, but I like it. Digital stuff. So we're gonna just grab all the collectibles real quick. This one I can't do. Tech. So let's see. Destructible objects, which will give you useful stuff, so I have to keep an eye out on that. Wonder if it's locked for now. Let me open up and get rid of these like red things. Maybe. I guess it's not working. Oh well. Here you can savor the bounty of the ocean of knowledge. Please also beware of the risk of drowning.
役に立たない刑事ね。
知恵の従者たちは何を考えているのやら。
Erudition. I don't know what erudition is, so. Also this like Coca-Cola thing that you see everywhere. Like Cali Copy or something like that. So this is the way we came in. Do that, and then there's treasure chests. I think it was. Oh, I don't know how to open the thing right now. The 20 plus. Very interesting. Got insurance in the future, which is not what I want to hear. I don't think I can go upstairs yet. Yeah. So I think that's everything down here. We'll go through here. And I think I should be able to sneak up on him. Yeah. Okay, so characters and enemies act in sequence from the top to the bottom of the action order. Ultimates are not affected by the action order and can be used in any turn. I like that feature. That's a really interesting feature that they decided to put in. Okay, so this is single target. We'll just do single target attack for now. Okay, so you are at full energy. Activate your ult now. Okay, so this is just so I can see her ult. After an ultimate becomes available, it can be used immediately. So his and then hers. Use Silver Wolf's ultimate to beat the enemy. Fucking impair thing. I do like that effect. Let's see. So tutorials. Okay, so it's called casting. Click an ability or use the corresponding hotkey to use an ability. Clicking the currently selected enemy also allows you to quickly use abilities too. So those are casts. Selecting your target so we can switch action order, ultimates, readable items, which will be in the bookshelf function, treasure chests, and destructible objects. Okay, so there's no destructible stuff there. I think that's a heal. The green ones are healing, and then there's purple ones that give you like energy, if I remember correctly. Again, it doesn't, I don't know. It's like you're walking down the hallway. We clearly saw the door and nobody was there. It's really funny. We do have very interesting transition scenes, so at least in that part of it, like, it animates really smoothly. Okay, skill points is a combat resource shared by the entire team. Switch to skill. Consume skill points to use skills. So you have single target, which gives skill points, and then you have your like specials, your skill specials or whatever, which use up skill points. It doesn't let me switch between targets. All skill points have been used. Skills cannot be used when insufficient skill points are present. Use basic attack to recover team skill points. Okay. I assume to get the ult is like how many times you've been hit, maybe? I'll just use her ult because it's up. Might as well. Did get rid of 2 of them at one go, which is cool. And then attack. She wasn't logged in here for over 6 months. The active actuation was directed by the acting lead researcher named Asta. You would find the Stellaron in a non-physical way. This space station is packed with extraordinary objects. It wouldn't be surprised if there is one that we can make happen. Got all the clues we need. The only piece I'm missing is a simple trick. Terminal room. Our item might be inside. correctly, there wasn't anything that I could grab other than this.
宇宙ステーションの隅々まで映ってるけど。
あったとしても罠のはず。ヘルタの収集しているものが見えるところに置いてあるわけがない。
Yeah. That makes sense. You wouldn't just put your super high stuff, high ranking stuff on display in any way. This looks like a data center, maybe. Memory storage for this term.
ここは監視室。データを削除して逃げたんだと思う。よくあること。
Classic.
こうやって探してても効率が悪い。もうこっちに来て。
で、どうするつもり？
監視システムをハッキングする。
Hacking.
なるほどね。ヘルタの収集品はシステムから。
So this is her hacking into all of the stuff. Simple, crude, but effective. Look, found it. So this is something. I don't know. This is like the one thing maybe that like she couldn't hack her into to check. Item number 211. A light deflecting field. It allows an object in its field to pass unnoticed, but if a different item ceases to be obvious, the object gets revealed. The simplest method is the hardest to spot. Isn't that our motto? So the entirety of this room, I guess, is covered in this blind spot thing. And because I don't know. I don't actually know. Oh, it's this whole wall. I didn't realize it was the whole wall. Also, maybe it's just me, but I feel like they could have done a little bit better of a job with the picture that they put on top on the other side of here. It's a little flat. The holographic effect and stuff is really cool. Hologram. Yes. So, going into it, it transports me to the room that I think is in. So I can investigate this before I interact with it. This is Stellaron. What Stellaron hunters throughout the universe all hunt for, but in truth, it's all just a front. Elio knows it, Blade knows it, which is someone we don't know yet, and you know it too, which I think is referring to Kafka. Stellaron hunters have another true goal. See, this is the thing I was mentioning at the beginning, where it's like they're Stellaron hunters and they hunt Stellarons or whatever, but like this true goal isn't to hunt down a Stellaron to like destroy it, but in this case they're doing something else completely with it to like change stuff. Especially since Elio apparently knows, like, the future. The exact, like, futures stuff. That is why the Stellaron that Herta sealed away will be put into another use. Once Silver Wolf breaks its seal, you'll have to take it and place it in some kind of quote-unquote vessel that's been waiting for just this occasion. So putting this inside of a vessel, and which ends up being like our character here in a second, we don't know to what end the goal is in this case.
独立した防御システムがある。どうやらヘルタにとって性格は一般的な収集品とは違うみたい。取り出せる？もちろん。ヘルタが天才だとしても
Even genius Herta can't compete with me when it comes to hacking.
さすがね。じゃあ媒体の準備も任せるわ。
The preparation of the receptacle. So she can just like hold it too, so I don't know like how. This is like some kind of like soul thing or something. I'm just also going to do this. It doesn't put subtitles up for what she's talking about, but she's basically said something about this is what Elio has like written down or something, or foreseen or whatever, and then talking about the name. So she's asking if I'm forgot something. So also, so there's Stella and Kalis, which I assume are like a brother and sister kind of situation, or well, it's not Stella, it's just Stella. Maybe it could still be Stella. I'm gonna say Stella because that sounds better off the tongue. So Kalis and Stella. I don't know if they're like programmed to be. Jesus, my brain. I don't know if they're like biological brother and sister, or if they were like lab created or anything like that, but I get the feeling from the style of story that they have like some special sort of creation situation. Can't spell. But I'm just gonna basically do the thing that I do all the time. So I'm just gonna pick this guy and do hush. Yeah. Okay, so anyways, you have Genro who teleports him here. See, they put the Stellaron inside of you. last time I think I did Where Am I think I'm gonna say I'm gonna play kind of dumb. Who are you? I thought you'd remember me. Maybe you're not as important as you think. That's funny. You don't know who you are, why you're here, or what you're going to do next. You think I look familiar, but you're not sure if you should trust me. Yeah, I don't know. They give me like vigilante kind of vibes. Like outside of the system kind of vibes. All you need to know is that I'm leaving and you will be left all alone in this space station. From now on, you needn't think about your past or doubt yourself. So we're in a similar situation to Genshin where there's not a lot known about like the past stuff. It's a little muddled. At least in Genshin, it was a little bit muddled. Like you could remember some stuff from your past. This one, it's like you don't know anything really about your past. Perils and hardships, but you will also have many wonderful experiences. You'll meet companions who treat you like family and embark on surreal adventures with them. At the end of your journey, all that perplexes you and troubles you will resolve. It's very ominous. This is your future that Elia has foreseen. Do you like it? I think the last time I did this, I asked, where are you going? I want to know what happens if I'm obstinate. This is also a lovely answer. Elio can foresee the future, but he can't make decisions for you. Use that will of yours to reach the end of your story. That's the you I like. See, I don't know if they've like traveled through time or not. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, are we gonna meet Kafka later, but it's like a past version of her and not this version that came back to like put the Stellaron in us? That would be wild. Trailblazer's crew, Astral Express crew is arriving soon. We should avoid being seen by them. Yeah, because they're like acting like they can't be seen or anything either. Listen, someone will come and find you very soon. Just go with them. You won't remember a thing except me. I think I did Kafka last time, or Farewell. I'm gonna be obstinate still. You have a chance to make a choice. Make one that you know you won't regret. Okay, and then they just leave and we pass out. You preserve. Weren't there coordinates sent out from the space station? Who cares? They're here and alive. Do they look like a mannequin to you? Weak heartbeat impulse. March, you better do CPR. Tonko, you do it. Oh yeah, in Japanese, Don hangs name is Tanko. I like this. Like, oh look. It's totally gonna get a kiss soon. It's funny. I don't remember a thing. Can you try harder? My name is Hush. Mitsuki is such a cute name too.
この宇宙ステーションは反物質レギオンの襲撃に遭い、俺たちはアスター所長の依頼を受けて救援に来たんだ。
アスター。Where should I go? He looks so sad. Like he has no expression.
避難した研究員がそこにいる。
請求列車も近くに止まってるよ。だからモンスターの襲撃。
Okay. This is just talking points where they get to explain them, but I'm good.
お前は美月と一緒に行け。防衛課のアーランとの連絡がこの付近で途絶えた。俺は彼を探して連れ戻す。
そっか、わかった。気をつけてね。
So healing.
これを渡しとくね。レギオンは宇宙ステーションで好き放題してる。
We get a bat.
も安全とは言い切れない。ご信用に武器は持っておいた方が安心でしょ。ただのアドバイスだよ。大丈夫。あんたにはうちがついてるから。
Okay, so this is Amber. That's Amber's voice actor. Okay, so now we got new characters. Stats. Each character has their own type. Hush is a physical type character. Each character has their own path. Hush is a character that follows the path of destruction. Characters come in different types and follow different paths. Learn about each character in the detail screen. Okay, so physical. Using physical attacks to trigger weakness breaks will deal physical damage and apply the bleed effect, dealing physical dots. Fire. Using fire attacks to trigger weakness breaks will deal fire damage and apply burn effect, dealing fire dots. Ice. Using ice attacks to trigger weakness breaks will deal ice damage and freeze the target, immobilizing the enemy and dealing additional ice damage. Using lightning attacks trigger weakness breaks, deal lightning damage, and apply the shock effect, dealing lightning dots. Wind. Using wind attacks will apply wind shear effect, dealing wind dots. And then you have quantum. Using quantum attacks to inflict weakness breaks will deal quantum damage and cause entanglement, delaying the enemy's action and dealing additional quantum damage to the affected enemy at the start of the next turn. When the enemy is hit, this extra damage will increase. And then imaginary. When using an imaginary attack, inflict weakness breaks on an enemy target, the attack will deal imaginary damage and additionally inflicts imprisonment. Imprisonment enemies suffer from delayed actions and speed reductions. So physical is its own type. Fire and ice, wind, lightning. Quantum imaginary. Paths, destruction. Deals outstanding amounts of damage and possesses great survivability suitable for various combat scenarios. The Hunt. Deals extraordinary amounts of single target damage. The main damage dealer against elite enemies. Erudition, multi-target damage. Harmony applies buffs to allies. Nihility debuffs enemies. Preservation, defense, and abundance heals. So like a shielder, a healer. We have buffs and debuffs, single multi, and then just large amounts of damage. And everybody can be a combination of that. So physical, large amounts of damage versus essentially ice and shielder. And these are like constellations. These I thought was gonna like cones. They're kind of like a mix between like weapons and skill cards, I guess, because like you can't change. They don't have like a weapon thing in this game. Okay, we talked about skill points already, so that's that. Okay, Trailblazer profile. Birthday. In keeping with how I usually do this, I am gonna do... let's see. Let's see. So I usually do the day that I, on my second account, I always do the day that I started, just because on my main account is the one that uses like my actual birthday. So I think I'll do this one. I'll just throw that in there to get rid of that. We're just gonna kind of back out of that for now. You can see my ping is really high right now. Can I? Can't do redemption codes, so. Which I have saved. So because this just came out, there's some grand opening HSR grand open copy that grand open 1 confirm grand open 2 grand open 3 then HSR we are 10 X E D L F E. I don't know what this is supposed to be. I assume version 1.0 something. And the last one is Star Rail Gift. This one right here, Star Rail Gift, if it's like the Genshin one, every time you start a new account, this is, I think, a permanent redemption code that like will never run out or whatever. If it functions like the Genshin one, because Genshin has one called like Genshin Gift. This is Star Rail Gift. And then every time you make a new account and you use it on there, it's just some like free items. Okay, so that's those 5. I don't know if there's any other ones, but those are the 5 that I know. And those are the ones that I wanted to use before the thing runs out. So I don't think there was anything in here that I needed to worry about. I'll be coming back over here later. This is the gun thing also. Okay. So this is the rating gun. It has like an eyeball on the front of it. So if I have my character in front of here, rating pistol, this weapon rates creatures on sight using unknown scoring logic. The closed eye of this weird little gun suddenly snaps open as it swirls around for a moment, staring at you with malice, because it looks really angry. The rating pistol gazes at Hush. 84 points, it announced. Is it basing things on heights? Don't think so. That's not height. Here's March 7th. This first part is the same. Snaps around. Rating invalid. Its eyeball swims around 3 times before suddenly widening. After a brief impasse, its eye shuts wearily. So for some reason, March 7th is like can't be rated. They is it basing things on age? Don't think so. So it's, yeah, it's not like age. Although she apparently was stuck in ice for like a really long time. So she is very mysterious, and she's just on our party for some reason. In our party for some reason. So find that interesting. Collect. I don't think there was anything else in this place I needed to collect before we move on. Also, you can't aim your stuff. You have to kind of just like be facing a direction.
ちに出くわすなんてついてないね。
Well,
動かないでね。今祝福してあげるから。
she's a shielder. Go ahead and add some shields. Oh, I missed that first one. The white bar below the weakness types indicates the toughness. Using attacks of the same type as the enemy's weakness will deplete the enemy's toughness. Select Hush's skill. This attack can deplete the enemy's toughness to 0. Use skill on selected enemy. Use physical attacks to inflict weakness breaks, which is when that bar goes all the way down, causing enemies to bleed. Okay, so that's where the extra damage comes to, when you break the shield, and then it does some extra damage based on that, which is the bleed effect. I was wondering about that because I'd break through their toughness bar, they'd still have some health left over, and then like later they would be damaged that would be dealt to them, but I'd be like, where is this damage coming from? I forgot to read that part. That's why. Okay, so like that one, I think I had broke the shield or did the break or whatever, froze it, did extra did some dots damage over time on that. So let's damage one. Okay. Use attacks of the same type as... Okay, so yeah. Weaknesses, which are shown at the top. Yeah. Which is the thing that we read about already. About the different types and their weaknesses. So I'll do that just to get some extra stellar jade. It wants me to go that way, but I'm gonna go over here real quick. Yeah, I can't get in there. I'll come back to that one. I know that we can clear all of this out later. We don't work here. I think I did this one last time. Safe zone. Basic treasure. These are not interactable. Okay, the enemy weaknesses are at them when you approach. Entering battle with an attack that matches the enemy's weakness can reduce the toughness of an enemy in advance. Hush is locked on by an enemy and will be attacked first. March 7th follows the path of preservation. which is defense, which is the thing I used earlier. So I can use shielding. Shield will be displayed on the outer edge of the HP bar. Let's do this. That was a really quick recovery. When a character takes damage, the shield effect will be reduced first. Let's do this guy's special. Single and multi-target. Let's do multi-target so we can get some damage on there. All right. Space anchors, which heal and serve as waypoints. We'll have to come back through here later to do these, because we're kind of railroaded a little bit at the beginning. So it wants us to interact with this real quick. Immediately blaming it on the bad guys that are attacking the section. Oh. What? Her face is really cute.
別の通路を通って一つ上の階から来た。ちょうど監視室からお前たちが見えたんだ。アーランは監視室にいた。少し負傷していたが、命に別状はない。見つけたんだね。アーランはこのエレベーターの動かし方を知ってるかな？防衛課の責任者だから知っているだろう。じゃあ彼と合流しよう。
Kind of don't like how they have like it's kind of interesting, but I wish like it would focus on the characters a little bit better to like Dunhing is way back there, really tiny, and you can't see them really at all to appreciate what they look like. Whereas March 7th is like, you know, super up front. And it's just kind of strange. Whoever's in your third slot's just like way back there. I might pause here for now because it's kind of late and I need to I have work tomorrow, so I might pause here and then we'll pick up right here in the next episode.